Hey everybody, I'm Tina McKinnon, and I'm here to kind of introduce you to the I Am agreement, and I want to give you a little bit of overview. I want to try and explain my thinking and how I got here a little bit, and it's not very long. And I really just want to kind of show you what the sequence looks like, and kind of give you a little background about what's in it and why, and so that's just some of the things that I'd like to kind of cover with the agreement, so you can see the overview. So the form of the agreement, what's covered. So I tried to give a prelude to what is in the agreement and how I got there, and then there's an instructions page and a checklist, which is a self-assessment checklist, and it's really important that you do this. And the reason that it's important that you do this, it's mostly for you. I'd love to see them if people want to share them, but the reason is because as things start to change for you, it becomes really difficult for you to feel like you did, and so it's almost like certain issue that's been coming around. Once you kind of remove that issue and you get that out of your agreement, the charge to it, it's almost like it's charged, the emotional charge, tends to kind of fall away, and so we aren't even thinking about it so much anymore. So it's kind of hard to tell how much progress that you've been making without having something that you can go back and really look at and say, wow, I was a 10 on, feeling like a failure. And so these are the kinds of things that I just want people to really do it for yourself, because it's really important that you have something that you can look back on so you can see how much progress you've made. And it's helpful too for people, so for people that might want to help you and support you, like me, or anyone else that you reach out to, it's going to make a difference for them. Most people, that even in the therapy in the communities, psychiatry, psychology, they do this. They want to see on a scale of 1 to 10 where you're at under certain topics, and then that gives them some kind of a scale to see where you're at and continue to ask you the question. So it'd be good to do the checklist as you go, periodically, checking back in with yourself. And also, it's kind of hard to see that you've made any progress at all without doing that. And so I think it's I've had certain people that just don't. They're like, I just don't think I've seen any progress. Now for me, I see it. It's night and day. And but for them, it's such a quick transition using this method that it's hard, a little harder for them to see it. So do the checklist. It's good for you. And then the agreement, I'm going to ask people to read that. It's only 3 pages. The rest is huge. But just read the agreement. I really want people to read that part and understand what it is we're doing. I want people to understand that while the list is immense, that we're really setting a condition in there that you're going to be bringing in what you need. So, and that way you can be comfortable doing, a quick scan. Obviously, I do contracts. I want you to read your contracts. I want you to do this. I would love you to go through every line like I've done, but people don't have much time. So, do it or don't, either way. But that stipulation is what's going to be critical, because you will be accessing your, that component inside of yourself, that God self within you that knows what you need. And also, you will continue to run this. You can run it every morning if you want to. It takes minutes. Once you've kind of reviewed the agreement, you will have it. And so you can run it in the morning, and it just kind of is a nice reset to your day. So once you've done that, just know that as certain agreements get figured out, other agreements can come in. So that's why it's kind of good for you to do it and set it. It just seems to continue to make change for people when they do that process each day. So, and again, it's so simple and so quick. Or even just when you're having a hard time. I've seen people that just do it when they're in a bad situation or they're in a bad frame of mind, and then run it again, and it will help them shift out of it. So The statements list obviously is huge. It's massive. I started out with affirmations, and then realized that for the stuff that was coming in, it wasn't enough. We also had to take out statements. So putting in and taking out. So inclusions and exclusions in contract language is what that would be. But for this, we call it accept and delete. Now, there's also, because of the narcissism group, and myself included in this group, I did an entire component on toxic relationships, and so what needed to come in and out for that. So, and then there's health statements, and there's also health pertaining to body to emotion. So that's also in there. There's technology immunizing statements in there. That's going to be a whole nother topic. I'm basically going to tell you that I included it because I felt like there was substantiate information that I had found that was worthy of me being better safe than sorry, and basically saying I'm going to definitely put this in because there's a lot pointing to this. And so while a lot of people probably don't want to go down those roads, I would say leave it in because I've seen really incredible progress by having this stuff removed from our internal agreements. There is the mind virus immunization, which you would think would be the technology, but actually the technology results from the mind virus. So we have that also taken out. You're probably be wondering, what is she talking about? I'll get into that later. Trauma releasing statements are built throughout this. And then there's also statements related to how to use energy, learning and knowing how to use energy, how to use the universal laws to your benefit. And also, then there are like attachments, addenda. Those are trauma. So there's a trauma exclusion one, and basically how it works is for each of the statements, it cross-checks against the trauma exclusions, and it's supposed to be clearing those out for you as you go. It takes out a lot, but some things really need conscious awareness, so you're going to need to work with somebody. Like I said, I'm available there. I've pointed to a lot of people in the book that you can go to talk to on the spiritual side that have been phenomenal. Then there's energy enhancement. There's a whole energy enhancement component that I added to this for chakra correction, and also because there has been a lot of concerns about the chakras and how they are possibly being messed with. So I just want to make sure we did chakra correction. There's mind feng shui, and also body feng shui, and meridian correction, and lastly embodiment correction. And the embodiment component was something that I ended up realizing I had gone astray because people were feeling a little numb, and that was because we had done so much work on the energy and the mind and nothing on the body. So I had to bring that back in, aside from the health statements. But so anyway, I added the embodiment corrections in there. So that is kind of the overview of what's in the agreement, and I will get more into I'm going to do a shorter video here, and where I'm going to explain to you like what the basic form is, and then I'll explain a little bit more on that separately, why I'm setting it up like that, based on the research that I've done. So I'm going to start there, and we'll get into other